Here's the thing. For everybody listening, don't make the same mistake the Bengals just did in any facet of your life.
People are going to get hurt. It's the hockey season. And if they want to make the deep run to the playoffs, they're going to need players. And Ben Hutton's a good defenseman that can help.
I don't think they will. If they don't have Anthony Davis, I'm saying it right now. If Anthony Davis is out for the playoffs, they don't make it out of the first round.
I was very tempted to just put defense.
What about the Jared Cook play on the sideline? And then Mason Crosby's 55-yard field goal or something like that. That was a good one.
Come on, Austin and I have been saying this ever since Joe Burrow got injured.
I just do not see Harden putting in the same amount of effort into each game. And I honestly believe that's why he hasn't won a championship yet.
That's a perfect name. What you said, name brand players. Like, it's not the great value Target brand toilet paper or whatever. It's the Charmin Ultra Strong.
I swear we didn't script that.
Fultz is injured and he really hasn't lived up to the potential of being the number one overall pick when he was selected by the Sixers.
Like you said, Ovechkin, he's getting older. He hasn't been playing as well as I imagined. He's one of the greatest goal scorers of all time, but he hasn't started off this season as hot as I would hope.
How is Joe Burrow going to get the ball to them if his butt is already on the ground and he finally decides who to throw to?
I don't really think the Dodgers are going to make the World Series this year. I feel like they'll make it to the NLCS.
And then I want to talk about the Fernando Tatis extension because that really surprised me. Because he's so young. You see the Chiefs beefing up their O-line, and then you have the Buccaneers beefing up their defensive line.
Ingrained in the life of Tom Brady and what winning actually looks like, I think will be a very good move for Bruce Arians and this Bucs organization.
Hi, I'm Jeff Allen, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our another NFL video. Today we'll be doing most likely Super Bowls. Little interesting take here, but which one is the most likely? We have 7. We each have 7 Super Bowl matchups, and which one of them, 1 being the most likely, 7 being the least likely. So let's just go from 7, Austin, or do you want to save 7 for last?
No, I think we should go from 7, which is least likely, up to number 1. Least likely of these 7, I have Rams versus Chiefs.
Okay, that makes sense. My 7 is pretty unlikely. The NFC one is pretty unlikely. It's Niners versus Titans.
Wow.
I think if the Niners, if they just rely on their run game, and they're like they'd have to own the trenches, then they could go far, but it's pretty unlikely. And then I thought about putting my 6 in the 7, but I wasn't sure because I think statistically they have a higher chance. But so I'll just talk about my 6. It's the Cowboys versus Chiefs. I thought about putting Cowboys 7, given their previous, like all the previous years, but I felt Niners. A lot of other people would think Niners is less likely than Cowboys making the Super Bowl, but both are pretty unlikely. What's your 6?
My 6 is Rams versus Bills. So I have back-to-back Rams right here. I think the Rams versus Bills is more likely because I feel like if the Rams make the Super Bowl, a little bit of craziness will happen. And I have the Bills beating the Chiefs in our prediction video. So if you haven't seen that, go see it. But yeah, I think the Bills have a better chance of making the Super Bowl, in my opinion, than the Chiefs. So that's why this one's higher.
Okay, so now I have my 5 is Bucks versus Patriots. I think the Patriots, if they can get past the Bills, then they can just rely on Bill Belichick, and then they can somehow make the Super Bowl. And then I'm pretty sure the Bucks, but this matchup of Bucks versus Patriots is unlikely. That's why it's my 5.
My number 5 is Packers versus Bills. This one feels too good to be true. I don't feel like this one will happen. I feel like the Bills are a little bit too sporadic, and I don't think they're going to make the Super Bowl. But the Packers, again, they're not one of my teams I have winning it anyway, or going to the Super Bowl. So yeah, this is my 5th.
Okay, speaking of the Bills, it's Bucks versus Bills is my 4. I think the Bills can do it, and I just believe in the Bucks. It's just this matchup of Bucks versus Bills. Now we go on to 3.
Well, I haven't done my 4 yet.
Oh, my bad. 4.
Yeah. My 4 is Bucks versus Chiefs, a rematch of last year. I don't think this is gonna happen, but I think it's fourth most likely to occur. I just don't think that it will because again, the Chiefs aren't one on my high, even though they are a part of some ahead. The Chiefs are, so I have Bucks versus Chiefs as my 4.
Okay, so now on to my our threes. My 3 is Packers versus Chiefs. I have a lot more. I believe more in the Chiefs than you do, and then I just have the Packers, um, just because they're the 1 seed, and they do have the chance. So Packers versus Chiefs is my 3.
Packers versus Titans is my 3, so we both have Packers here. I like the Titans' chances, but I feel like this one is a little bit too staged. One versus one seed doesn't always happen, and how crazy this year has been, I find it unlikely that it will be a one versus one. So this is why I have it at 3.
So speaking of 2, you mentioned Bucks versus Chiefs, a rematch. That's my 2. I think it can be pretty likely that it happens. They are the number 2s in each of their conferences, so it could happen, and that's why it's my 2. Now on to your 2.
My 2 is Bucks versus Titans. Uh, I feel like this one has a high probability, but because of storylines, I don't think it has the highest.
Okay, so now on to my highest. You already said this one, and it's Packers versus Titans. I'm doing highest probability is Packers versus Titans. Um, Usually whoever gets the bye has a higher chance of making the Super Bowl. So that's why I think it's the most likely, given how the Packers are the 1 seed and the Titans are the 1 seed. So that's why they're my most likely. And yeah, that's why.
Yeah, my most likely is Packers versus Chiefs, the one that you've already said. I feel like with the Packers having a quarterback who's already won a Super Bowl, same with the Chiefs. I feel like they're more of a storyline there, and the Packers are the 1 seed. And while the Chiefs didn't get the 1 seed, if they can get the right route there, I feel like they do have a really high chance of making it to the Super Bowl. So yeah, I think that's the one that has the highest probability in my mind, Packers versus Chiefs.
All right, so a little short episode, but pretty fun. Let us know what you think of our most likely scenarios. Feel free to share with us your most likely scenarios in the comments and or Twitter. Outsiders Pod 21. Thank you for listening to Outsiders Opinions.